Welcome everyone to my first YouTube video. My goal for today's video is to share knowledge on the fundamental basics on playing a tower defense game. My name is Opsi Knight, and I will be covering good and bad tower placements, a strong base for a build layout, and understanding different scenarios to use different tower archetypes. So let's start with a popular map known as U-turn. I will first show you different types of towers, and then play a normal solo game on the same map to show you the thought process during the game. Let's start with area of effect towers. These towers are able to attack more than one target and are able to provide strong crowd control coverage. Good examples of strong AoE towers are Rocketeer, Mortar, and Pyromancer. These towers aren't as strong for single target, but are strong for grouped up enemies. Next category of towers is the single target towers. These towers are generally used for bosses and strong individual targets. But the most common heavy-hitting single-target towers are towers like Ranger, Minigunner, Turret, Pursuit, and the special towers in the hardcore mode, such as Accelerator and Engineer. Next category of towers is the spawner towers. These towers offer damage via units they spawn, also known as ram damage. While it takes time for the units to spawn, they offer a lot of versatility and damage based on the type of units used and how much they are stacked up. These towers are Crook Boss, Military Base, Mercenary Base, and the hardcore mode tower, Necromancer. Next category of towers are the support towers. These towers offer buffs to your towers, or increases the amount of money gained throughout the waves. The towers that buff other towers are DJ Booth, Commander, Mercenary Base, Ace Pilot, and Medic. The towers that increase economy are Cowboy and Farm. Now for good and bad placement examples. I will use the turret for a long-range example. The turret in the middle of the track covers the entire track from start to finish, which means it has 100% activity and will attack everything it's able to attack at all times. While the other turret, closer to the start, has 70% activity, covering only a portion of the track. Now let's use this example with low-range towers. And the low-ranged tower example I will be using is the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer near the entrance only covers a small portion of the track and has a lower uptime on the dot debuff, while the other example is by a turning point, covering a lot more of the track and having a higher uptime of the Pyromancer dot debuff. Now I will play a game on Fallen mode, solo, with the same map as shown in the example, and pay attention to the layout I have chosen and how they synergize with each other. And that was an easy fallen mode clear of using a well-balanced layout. While it's different from map to map and how big the group is, remember to make a layout that synergizes with each other, and good placements, and your win rate will go up without using a strategy document. Thank you for taking the time to watch my first video. I hope it was educational and give you good perspectives on the fundamental use of towers that can be applied to not just TDS, but almost every tower defense game. Obsi Knight signing off.